Today, we're going to dive into a really huge shift in how we build with AI. We're moving away from these single, do-it-all models to something much more powerful, highly specialized, collaborative AI teams. And we're going to be looking at the framework that's really leading the charge here, CrewAI. So let me ask you this. Think about the most complex problems you're dealing with right now. Can one person, no matter how much of a genius they are, really solve them all alone? Almost never, right? Well, it turns out the exact same thing is true for AI. We're starting to hit a wall with what a single AI can realistically handle. And this slide just perfectly captures that shift. On the left, you've got the old way, this single AI, this brilliant generalist that's powerful, sure, but it's also totally overloaded. Then, on the right, you see the CrewAI approach, a whole team of specialists where each AI is an expert in one specific thing, and they all work together. This is the big idea we're digging into. All right, so first up, we're looking at why the future of AI is starting to look less like a solo artist on stage and a whole lot more like a full orchestra. Let's get into why this is happening right now. Okay, so here's the core issue. We're asking a single large language model, an LLM, to do way too much. It just can't be a master of finance and marketing and software development and creative writing all at the same time. It's impossible. When you try to make it do everything, you get slow, unreliable results. You know, complex problems need a team of specialists, and that's exactly what these multi-agent systems give you. More speed, more reliability, and the ability to scale. So how does CrewAI actually pull this off? How do you build one of these specialist teams? Let's take a look under the hood at the anatomy of an AI crew. And what's really cool here is how simple and intuitive it is, because it's literally modeled on how we work together as humans. The whole thing really boils down to these 4 pillars. You've got the crew, which is the whole team. Inside that crew, you have your individual AI agents. You give those agents specific tasks, and then you have a process that defines how they all collaborate. Simple as that. Now let's break down each one. First, you've got the crew. You can think of this as the big picture. It's the project team or maybe the entire department. The crew is what sets the overall mission and is ultimately on the hook for making sure all the different parts come together to deliver that final result. And inside that crew are your AI agents. These are your individual players, your team members. This is where that specialization really happens. You don't have a generalist. No, you have a senior researcher agent whose only job is to dig up information. Or you'll have a marketing copywriter agent that's amazing at writing persuasive text. Each one has a very specific role, a clear goal, and its own set of tools. Honestly, this focus is the secret sauce of CrewAI. Now, of course, these agents need something to do, right? That's where tasks come in. The best way to think about these is like tickets in Jira or Asana. A task is one single, well-defined piece of work you assign to an agent. Something like research the Q3 earnings for our main competitor, or write a 500-word blog post using these key points. And finally, the process is what ties it all together. This is your workflow, your game plan. It sets the rules for how the team works. Are they going to work in an assembly line, one after the other? That's a sequential process. Or will you have a manager agent delegating tasks down to others? That's a hierarchical process. This is where you lay out the entire strategy for how your crew collaborates. Okay, so now we get the basic building blocks of a crew. But let's get into the strategy behind it. Because, it's not just about having a team, it's about putting the right players on the field for the right job. This is such a critical question. Think about it. If you have a super simple task, like just formatting a list of text, do you really need to call in your most powerful, most expensive AI model to do it? The answer is a big, fat no. That's like asking a brain surgeon to put on a Band-Aid. It's a total waste of resources. So instead, CrewAI really pushes you to think strategically, to use the right brain for the job. You use your heavy-duty reasoning models for planning and management roles. You pick finely tuned creative models for writing your content. And for all those simple, repetitive tasks, you use the fast, cheap, and efficient models. This is how you optimize for performance and for cost. So this table, it's basically your playbook. It shows you exactly how you'd give a high-power, high-cost model the role of manager, while a super-fast, low-cost model is the perfect fit for a simple data entry agent. The big takeaway here is that you're not just building a team, you're building a smart, cost-effective team by matching the right tool to the right task. Now, CrewAI isn't the only game in town, and to really appreciate what makes it special, we've got to see how it stacks up against some of the other big agent frameworks out there.
CrewAI's core philosophy, as we've been talking about, is all about teamwork. It's designed to mimic a human organization with really clear roles, responsibilities, and ways of working together. Then you've got something like LangGraph, and its philosophy is totally different. Think less about a team of people and more about a flowchart. It's built for these really complex, looping workflows where you need precise control over every single step. And rounding it out, there's AutoGen. Its philosophy is all about conversation. It lets agents have these dynamic back-and-forth chats, almost like a group brainstorming session. It's much less structured, which makes it awesome for exploration and coming up with new ideas. So when you see them side by side like this, it all just clicks, right? CrewAI is for role-based teamwork. LangGraph is for structured flowcharts. AutoGen is for free-form conversation. Each one is built differently for a different kind of problem. And what that really means is there's no single best framework. It's all about picking the right one for the job you need to get done. So where is all of this going? Well, CrewAI isn't just some cool experiment. It's a mature, production-ready framework that's giving us a really clear glimpse into a future where autonomous AI teams are just the standard way of doing things. And I'm not just talking theory here. Look at that number, 300 million plus. That is how many agentic workflows are being run through this framework every single month. This is a battle-tested system. It proves that this whole AI crew paradigm isn't just coming, it's already here, and it's working at a massive scale. And what's really important is that CrewAI is built for big organizations. It's got centralized management, which you absolutely need to scale. It's got workflow tracing, which is crucial for compliance because you can see exactly which agent did what and when. And with new visual editors, it's making it possible for anyone to build these crews, not just elite AI engineers. This quote just nails it. CrewAI is on a path to become the go-to platform for creating the org chart of your future AI workforce. It's all about bringing structure, strategy, and reliability to autonomous agents so that businesses can finally start delegating really complex, critical work to AI with confidence.
And that really brings us to the last big question. The technology is here. You can build these specialized autonomous AI teams right now. So the only question left for you is this. If you could build your own expert AI crew, what's the first big, complicated, or just plain annoying problem you'd get them to solve?